I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. There's another paid request, this time from Frame by Frame. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos or topics or reactions or anything in between, feel free to request it or send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. It could be for pretty much any type of video. And this is for the last episode of Stranger Things Season 1, Episode 8. He wanted to get my thoughts on this episode as well as my thoughts on the season as a whole. And I would say the episode kind of sums up my thoughts on the season. Meh. I mean, there's stuff to appreciate. I would go okay. It's not meh. It's okay. Although I do have issues with it. But I would say the acting is not the problem. Millie Bobby Brown, who plays Eleven, I thought she does better here than she does in the Godzilla films. The kids, especially the main three kids, I thought they did a good job acting-wise. I didn't mind them as characters. Well, I can't say that because the other two didn't really have much as characters throughout most of this. Which I think that's one of the issues. You could have done a lot more with them. I just relate the story, the monster itself, just seems like something I've seen done so many times before that as I watch this, I kind of am missing the whole why this became a huge phenomenon type of thing. Because I didn't watch it when it came out. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe one day. And this is that day. But like Winona Ryder, David Harbour, like the acting, I have no issues with. The aesthetic of the 80s, you see posters of Jaws and The Thing in the background, and the 80s synthesizer music, some of the songs used, like at the end here, you have a Moby song, When It's Cold, I Like to Die, which I like that song. I first heard that at the end of the Eric Bana film Deliver Us from Evil, which I really enjoy. I think it's an underrated movie. I thought that was a nice song to use. But I also have a lot of issues with it too. Like, let's start with the episode first. David Harbour. The actor I have no problem with in this show. But the character, I'm in the realm of he didn't go fuck himself now. Fuck this character. Because this character, who's the sheriff, who I was liking. In the last episode, he was so stupid that he went to this facility the same fucking way he did it last time, and he gets caught the same fucking way. I did it this way, I got caught once. I'll do it again, I got caught twice. And then he makes a deal to give up Eleven's location. And people go like, well, Matt, yeah, I get it. the stories that his kid died long ago, and he wants retribution for that. So he wants to save this missing kid no matter what. So he makes a deal, give up the location if me and Winona Ryder get the opportunity to save that kid, which happens. But you're still giving up another kid. Granted, it's a kid you know less of, but you're still giving up another kid. You're still giving up another kid. I don't really see any remorse from him about it. I didn't notice any remorse with it. Especially when you guys think she's dead by the end of it. We know she's not because there's a season 2 and 3. But you still gave this other innocent kid who was tortured this whole thing about finding the mom and, oh yeah, this kid was taken. Apparently that didn't fucking matter. But hey, you got what you wanted. And it seems like you don't give a shit. So fuck you. You're too stupid enough to get caught a second time. And then you get this. I get what the story was going for, but I fuck this character. Fuck David Harbour's character. He's a piece of shit. Granted, yes, you did save the one kid. Part of me is like, why don't you just bring 11 and he could have done away the fucking bad guys like she did later on in the episode. Where she made their fucking eyes bleed. She could have done that when you were surrounded by these motherfuckers. But, whatever. So David Harbour, Winona Ryder, they get in the hazmat suits, they go into the upside down world. Long story short, they get to the kid, they pull a tendril out of his mouth, CPR, the kid's alive. The older brother of the missing kid and Mike's older sister, I've said this before, I'll say it again, I did not give a rat's ass about these characters. I didn't hear about their story. I didn't hear about the one guy, Steve, who's the one girl's boyfriend, who's a dick. But in the last episode, he had a change of heart that seemed to come almost out of the fucking blue. Because he went from putting slut on a theater marquee and fist fighting a guy. 10 seconds later, he has a change of heart. I don't buy it. I don't believe in it. I don't know where the fuck it came from. And I don't care about the three of you burning a creature, which you didn't even kill the creature, because it was in a bear trap, and then it disappeared, so it'll pop up later. So, all this could be cut out. All this could be cut out. Oh, we got a bear trap on it, we burn it, but it's not dead, because it disappeared. It's not there anymore. Then it shows up at the school. I'm like, you could take that scene and have the 3 lead kids burn it. One's distracted with the slingshot. One sets up a trap. Maybe the Mike character, he throws a Molotov cocktail or something, burning it, but it's not dying. And then, oh my god, what are we going to do next? We try to burn it, didn't do anything. And then 11 comes in and does the, infinite, the Thanos snap on herself and the creature. That's what I mean. I've said before, all this other stuff, these characters could be taken out. Completely excised, in my opinion. So, I have no issues with the technical aspects. The lighting. Like in the school, when they're running around, because David Harbour's asshole sheriff he could have lied. He could have lied and said, oh yeah, here's the location, and he lied. Could have done that. I told him the wrong way. Let's get Will and get out of here before they notice. Could have done that. But I guess the sheriff's too fucking stupid to do that. Fucking idiot. The stuff with the kids are good. 11, that's the character they've actually built up. Gave a backstory to. Flashbacks. And Mike, falling in love with 11. They have a little kiss. But not enough to be fucking cuties level of itchiness. And the way it's lit, whether it be when they're in the upside down world, or the kids are in the school and the flickering lights, and then 11 has to turn and make the agent's eyes bleed. That stuff was all effective. Camera glazing over the dead bodies, and then the creature comes out of the wall. Again, the flickering lights, the lighting that's done, the synthesizer score. I have no issues with the technical aspects of it. It's just the story. The story seems like something I've seen done dozens of times before. The story, I was expecting something a bit more creative or unique or a lot more twists and turns than I really got. The kids, they're doing the slingshot. It was fucking pointless. All that was pointless. 11 just makes it fly back. Him and the creature disappear. Meanwhile, Winona Ryder and the sheriff CPR the kid. Things are fine. I mean, I guess you could say 11 did help save Will because she took care of the creature. It's not going to bother them anymore. The sheriff sold her out. There's not really any moments of the sheriff really regretting that. It leaves room for a little sequel bait because the missing kid, he has these little visions and then he snaps out of it. And like I said, the way I looked at the episodes, the way I looked at this show this season, where there's stuff I like about it. There's elements I like about it. There's elements of acting, lighting, music that worked very well. But I've said this before, say it again. This did not need to be an 8-episode event. You could easily cut this down to a miniseries level. You could easily cut this down to 3 hours. I bet there are people that have done it. And you know what? They didn't really miss a lot of stuff. Because it's this thing that's stretched out to 8 episodes. It's just way too much of a stretching out. I'm sorry, the older sister and the missing kid's older brother did not bring enough to the table to warrant their inclusion, in my opinion. The Steve character, I thought the change of heart he had was a bit too out of the blue. David Harbour, I would like to see a lot more of his regret in selling 11 out, or be a bit smarter than having get caught a second time the same stupid-ass way. I thought there'd be a much more clever, interesting way for them to actually sneak into the facility, or I thought everybody would get into the facility and have the kids and 11 in the facility, and then she's having flashbacks to seeing the actual cells she was in that we've seen flashbacks to, and the little kid Mike calms her down and settles her down. And it's like, okay, the kids and 11, we're going to take the monster while you two go after Will. We're going to be the bait. You two find Will and save him. And it was be this onslaught on the facility. David Harbour and 11, they're taking care of the agents. They split up. And even Matthew Modine, his death scene is weak. Like, he's kind of the main human villain. The monster jumps at him and he dies off camera. It's like he turns, the creature jumps on him, and then the creature, like the design, it's like very bland design. Its mouth opens up. I've seen that in so many video games and other movies. Even like when Blade 2 did that. And I've seen that in fucking Silent Hill video games. It just... creature just... It just really wasn't... And then the Fat Lab is done CGI. If you don't keep with this 80s aesthetic, everything should have been done practical. Rubber suit and warts and all. That would have stuck more to your aesthetic. And the creature didn't really do anything that didn't warrant using practical effects. So if the creature was running like the Flash, or running on walls, or running upside down, and climbing buildings, and jumping 80 feet in the air. No, it didn't really do anything to not warrant just having a suit the whole entire time. Because then when it gets in the CGI, it becomes noticeable. And again, I think this is a story that could have easily been told in a miniseries event, not 8 episodes. Now, I know I've been saying a lot of bad things. Again, let me just warn good things. The lighting, the 80s aesthetic with the way everything looks, and the way they did the sets, the way they did the 80s synthesizer music, the songs they used. We Could Be Heroes earlier on the show. Again, the Moby song used at the end of this one. The kids. Granted, most of the kids don't have much shit to do and not much development. You think from 8 episodes, I would know a little bit more about the 2 kids. Lucas and... No, I barely know shit about them, and it's been 8 episodes. Can you really... Based on this, not on season 2, season 3, on this, can you really tell me much about the other 2 friends of Mike? It should have just been about them, and them dealing with their friend missing, developing each of these 3. They adamant to find their missing friend. They meet Eleven. And if you want to cut to, you cut to Winona Ryder and you cut to David Harbour. And the 2 of them, him trying to console her, her not believing her kid's dead. Maybe David Harbour had a crush on her at one point. Or they were boyfriend, girlfriend in school, but then they grew apart, and then David Harbour had a wife and his kid died, and maybe his wife left him because of that. So then David Harbour went on a writer. They think of each other because they were high school sweethearts. But then, David Harbour starts believing Winona Ryder. Have the creature have a bit more creative design. Take a page from H.R. Giger. Really go all out in the design and use all practical. When the creatures burn up and CGI and the fire on the CGI, it just, for the 80s aesthetic, it takes away from it. So I don't hate it, but I did not love it. I mean, I would give it like a, I don't know, 3 out of 5 stars. Maybe 3.5. No, probably 3 out of 5 stars. Like, it was okay. I would never watch it again. I give credit to the actors. But again, it just, for me, I had a lot of issues with it. I was thinking of doing this into 2 parts, but I figured I'd just do it all because fuck it. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm kind of in the middle of it. My thought, I was in the middle. I didn't hate it, didn't dislike it. I just didn't think it was the bee's knees. That's just my opinion. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.